Namaha.
Yeah. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namo Nama. Greetings to everyone world over, all our brothers and sisters across the globe. 32 million Indians across the globe in different countries are brothers and sisters. And at the same time, can you imagine when you talk about India, such a beautiful country, scintillating country? So, all my brothers, sisters, elders, youngsters, children, youth, students, everybody across, and of course, our travel and tourism industry, when we talk about all our travel agents, tour operator, tourist transporter, hoteliers, resorts, and when you talk about aviation, domestic, international, everybody, wherever you are world over, we extend a very warm welcome to everybody. And let's move together. Let's share the vision together because this particular series, which we have launched, our basic efforts are how India would be when we move in 2047, when India would be celebrating its 100 years. That is the vision, and that is the way we all are moving. So let's click the clock and move India Tourism 2047. And today we have got very distinguished guest. She is Momita Chakrabarti, founder and CEO. And when you talk about people talk destination tourism, we talk about Asia's tourism. So when you combine destination and Asia, of course, it is Destinasia. And that is Tours and Travels. She was born in Arunachal Pradesh. What a beautiful state, what a beautiful part of India. And sun first ray comes over there early in the morning in the village called Dong. And then, of course, length and breadth of that state is so beautiful. She spent a lot of time in Assam also, and a couple of places we'll keep talking about that beautiful state. And finally, she has given a beautiful fillip to the business of travel and tourism industry from Bangalore, and that is something amazing. Ladies and gentlemen, I personally feel, I do not know, as my knowledge runs, because quite a bit you have to pick up the threads from everybody. I think she's the first woman in India who is working on modcast, and that is something she will tell what exactly is modcast. And people talk about bloggers, and she's a vlogger also, blogger also, entrepreneur also, and a lot of technology savvy also. And she always believes how artificial intelligence is impacting and what would be the scenario of the country and how tourism basically will shape and how it would help everybody. So let's move together. Let me just share a couple of slides. This you read at your own, but I'm just showing you, and I am going to make you meet Momita, and you can read everything yourself. There's so much to her credit and so much she has done. So she is very, very devotee as far as माँ सरस्वती is concerned. हमारी वाणी, हमारे शब्द, हमारी भाषा, परिभाषा और जो कुछ भी हमारे वोकल कॉर्ड्स लेकर आते हैं, ये माँ सरस्वती का है. So particularly Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, and this particular voice when it is reaching across the globe, and we are having all our brothers and sisters because it's early morning Canada, United States. It's a post lunch time in Europe, and then at the same time it's after dinner the evening when people are ready. That is wonderful. India, South Asia, and little late ahead we got to move on to Southeast Asia. Central Asia, of course, when we go to those countries, they are also there, a lot of people of ours. And of course, the Middle East, they are 2 hours, 2.5 hours behind us. So they also, so Ma Saraswati gives a blessings to everybody. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of travel and tourism, whether domestic tourism or international tourism or inbound tourism or outbound tourism or excursion tourism. We are going to talk about Dekho Apna Desh, Incredible India. Well, tourism, when you talk about it, cuts across almost all the industries of the economy of any country. And when I'm talking about youth, they are looking forward to either employment or self employment or entrepreneurship or startup. We take on all those areas. The government of India has set a target, and particularly Ministry of Commerce and Industry, government of India is working very hard because services has been recognized, appreciated very well in the sector of MSME also. And in the thick of the pandemic, middle of the pandemic, Nirmala Sitharaman she announced in month of May 2020 that now services got to be at par with the manufacturing as far as our definition and as far as our slabs are concerned. And we have set a very fine target that India got to have a services exports of 1 trillion. Why I'm referring to? Because travel and tourism is a part of services exports. Now, India tourism, when we are talking about this particular series, which we have taken up, where the national, international, and NRIs and our own corporate and abroad, the people, those are into this trade, and people, those are with the MICE industry, cinematic tourism, medical tourism, cultural tourism, green tourism, nature tourism, ecotourism, youth tourism, wildlife tourism, anything you talk about. We are going to focus in this entire series of 108 episodes, the policy part, the planning part, the marketing part, innovative packaging part, SWOT analysis, socio-economic benefits, socio-cultural benefits, employment and entrepreneurship, education and skills, what changes, how technology is going to seep in, how the Ministry of MSME and other segments are going to support, empower, and encourage travel and tourism industry. We will also bring through this series of 108 episodes. We are going to have the global networking strategies. And of course, there is also going to be a lot of programs with the association heads and at the same time, corporate heads from the tourism, hospitality, aviation. NRIs would also be the part of the entire program. And you would also be meeting a lot of corporate in India, overseas. We'll have some case study discussions as well. The main objective is after 108 episodes, which we will package together because we are working together, preparing the blueprint for 2047 for India. Here comes the legend. Here comes the living encyclopedia when you talk about travel, tourism, hospitality, services. And he's the person who gave a definition, God's own country to Kerala, incredible India for the country when he was with the Ministry of Tourism as a joint secretary. And as a CEO, Niti Aayog, I still recall because we were working closely at that time with Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, 12 champion sectors identified by ministry. And right from the joint secretary, additional secretary, secretary, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, and finally Niti Aayog, and then to the Honorable Prime Minister, and these 12 champion sectors being identified. And thereafter, from Niti Aayog as the CEO where he served, he took over the additional responsibility G20. What a change, what a showcasing, what a projecting of India's culture and everything we brought. One earth, one family, one future, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Coming from the armed forces background, I owe a lot to my uniform, and I always look forward to how there could be a reoccupation of the defense personnel with travel, tourism, hospitality, and other segments of the service industry. So, ladies and gentlemen, responsible tourism, sustainable tourism, where everything has to be taken in the beautiful eco part, because tourism can expand employment opportunities. It can increase income for the local communities wherever the tourism is shaping. And of course, the contribution to the growth, basically economic growth to the entire sector, GDP of India. During the pandemic, Dekho Apna Desh, under Incredible India, Ministry of Tourism, Government of India, great initiative which was taken. And today, when I am moving ahead with this entire journey, we have got Moumita Chakrabarti, as I made a mention. She would share a lot with us. She has got lots of ideas. She's also associated with the WICCI, that's a Women Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, where the youth and the community empowerment vertical she's taking care of. We would request her to share the vision on that as well. So with these words, ladies and gentlemen, join me in extending a very warm welcome. We want to get more and more younger generation because it is younger people, it's the youth who always shape present and future. And with these words, we present before you Madam Moumita Chakrabarti. Thank you. Hearty welcome and a pleasure to have you with us. What indeed a great pleasure. And you link the Northeast and the whole country together, and travel and tourism and women empowerment, what all you're doing together. Let's, Momita, start from your side, whatever you wish to package. And finally, I would request by the time we close the session today, give few ideas and tips how people can start their own business, particularly my youngsters, if they want to be self-employed, if they want to be entrepreneur, if they want to get into startup, what all they can do. Those are the areas we will talk about. Momita, hearty welcome. Pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a great honor and privilege for me to join you today. You are my guru's guru, and today is Ram Navami, so please accept my pranam. And yeah, you mentioned it very well that I am a devotee of Ma Saraswati because whatever I am today is because of two mothers. I always say this. That's because one is my mother who has given birth to me, and other one is Ma Saraswati. So,
God
and
bless.
today's Tithi is also very good. And it's I feel that Guru also plays a very pivotal role in our lives next to our parents. And when Swarab sir approached me about your, podcast, I was very honored that, okay, sir thinks of me that he is connecting his guru, he is my guru, and then he has connected me with you, and it's an honor for me, sir, really. So
Thank you.
thank you
God
so
bless you.
much.
God bless you. Let's start the journey. Let's move towards
Yeah,
2047 because you're going to shape a lot of things by that time. Okay.
I hope so.
2024. Yes.
Yes, I hope so. So first of all, to begin with, I'll introduce myself in a short form. I am Momita Chakraborty. So basically, I'm born and brought up in northeastern part of India. I was born in Arunachal Pradesh, brought up in Assam because I did my schooling and till graduation I studied in Assam. Then I moved to Bengaluru to pursue my higher studies, which is MTTM, which was previously also known as MBA in tourism. Then it was known as MTA, Masters in Tourism
Tourism
Administration.
administration.
And now, like when we were studying, it was Masters in Tourism and Travel Management. So I passed out in the year 2016, and I worked with a few, giant companies like Air India, Balmer and Lorry. And in 2018, I started my own company, Destination Tours and Travels. So as I am from Northeast India, I always wanted to, bring in forefront the qualities and the good, part of our Northeastern tourism because there are so much still unexplored in the Northeastern sector of India. So as I'm from Arunachal Pradesh, I grew up amongst nature and it was beautiful. And I want everybody else also that, why don't you visit Northeastern India? And when I was studying here in Bangalore, sir, even Saurabh sir would agree, I think. He was also my guru in the same college in Garden City. There was some misconception here that it's not that safe to visit northeastern states because there are a lot of terrorist activities going on, and people are not that familiar to the other parts of the countrymen here in India. But then I thought that why not I start a company of my own rather than working my whole life. And as you know that both my parents are from Forest Corporation, Arunachal Pradesh. They always were very happy when I got this opportunity in public sector undertakings like Air India and Balmer and Lorry. And it was going good. But I had to take so much pain to make them understand that no, I want to do more. I want to, spread more awareness amongst people, which I cannot do while working for a particular company because I have to stay dedicated to my work. When I am giving my time and energy to something, I should always be dedicated. So I was basically in Balmain Lorry in ticketing, domestic and international. But in Air India, I was in services administration. But when I started my company, Destination Tours and Travels, it was completely based on leisure tourism and adventure tourism, eco tourism. which are basically the major attractions of northeastern part of India. But I had no idea about it. I didn't know how to start and everything, the documentation process and all. So I had to do a lot of research, and I had to go to Guwahati back. I was still here in Bangalore. I went there along with my parents. I convinced them. I designed my own logo. And as I say about Ma Saraswati, I believe in miracles. And if you notice the logo of Destination Tours and Travels, you will see a feather comes down below the name of travels. And you won't believe that came magically. I do not know how it came, but after the logo was designed, it suddenly appeared to me. And that is very miraculous. And that's the time I don't know what people may think of. People may think that I'm a superstition person, but I believe in Ma Saraswati, and that's how it all started. And by their blessings, by your all blessings, Destination is still running well. And we have added a lot of other services to it, like medical tourism, corporate travels. We are authorized IRCTC agents. We do flight ticketing services. We deal in educational tours. We deal in eco tours. A lot of other activities added to it. You can visit our website www.destinatiatours.and-travels.com to check out more details. And you can reach out to us on our official numbers or email IDs in case of any bookings. We started off with domestic tourism from the northeastern sectors like Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh to begin with, because I was very young. I started it as a sole proprietorship firm, and I had very few people. My family was there, but none of them are from tourism backgrounds, and they did not have much idea about it. So I had to do all this research and work from my own hand, and then I as I stay also in southern India. I keep traveling. I added South India again, like Karnataka, Goa, Pondicherry, this thing. Now we have come to a stage where we are also dealing in outbound tourism with particular destinations. As you mentioned very well, that destination is a combination. That was the dream plan, to combine destinations with the Asian countries. So we deal in Thailand, Dubai. We used to deal in Maldives, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, all these Asian countries, and we want to keep on adding more in the future. However, as the topic here, what I can see is about India tourism in 2047. That is the future of tourism, which is coming after 20 years, approximately after 20 years. So before we know about the future of anything, we must first know about the present and the history of a particular topic or a genre or a sector. So the history of tourism, if we see, as I am from tourism and hospitality industry, we know that tourism is one of the basic necessities of human life. I hope you would agree to me, sir, because
Absolutely.
tourism has started from the urge of having a safe shelter, or probably for having better food. Our ancient civilizations used to move from one place to another in order to get food for hunting. If When we were not civilized, to run away from the creatures who were more powerful than us. So travel was common in ancient civilizations such as Egypt, Greece, Rome, and China majorly, and also in India. India was very, very well civilized during ancient civilizations time also. So the reasons only changed for travel. So during the medieval era, people traveled to European sectors most for spiritual enlightenment majorly. So as I said, the tourism is as early as human civilization. Only the concept of tourism keeps changing. So next, when people became little more civilized than the medieval ages, they started off with the grand tours during the 17th and 18th centuries, where wealthy European aristocrats used to, have this grand kind of tours where they used to visit the historical sites and continental European parts of the world. uh, to increase their knowledge and grow in the sectors of education, have more knowledge. Then there was the time of industrial revolution which came during the industrial revolution in the year 19th century. It completely changed the perspective of tourism, because transportation infrastructure developed, steamships were invented, invented by people. Then railways were invented, and transportation and travel was made more accessible to people, because it was not only that time for only food and basic necessities. It was also for the trade purposes also. It started growing. So I think tourism is connected to each and every sector of our lives. It keeps on rotating, and it only gives us more and more. Then the development of resorts. So in during this 19th century only, sir, in England and Atlantic City in the United States marked the beginning of mass tourism, where people used to travel in groups. This group tour started during those times, and we know Thomas Cook to be the father of tourism, who started it during that era, where he took a group of people from one place to another in a train, and then it started. Then now, from the 20th century, it is the beginning of modern tourism. So the emergence of technology, commercial airlines, automobile industry, advancements in technology, all these things grew. And then tourism has shifted from the necessity to also leisure, business, and exploration of new destinations, knowledge gaining, and stuff like that. So that was the history in a gist. Now, when we talk about the current, we are living in the 21st century. So the current scenario of tourism is like completely different. We faced so many issues like COVID-19, and then we recovered from that. And when I talk, I bring in the context of my company, Destinatia Tours and Travels. I started it in the year 2018. So 2018, I started it on 6th October to be very precise, and it started in Assam. I started the company in Assam. After everything was finished, even and everybody who would be listening to us would know that it takes minimum 6 months to 1 year for a company to gain everything, like set up properly. So by the time it was 2019 end, the CAA protests have started in Assam, and there was a complete lockdown of even internet closure for around 15 days, and there was a lot of cancellations, lot of problems. And due to that, I had to move back to Bangalore, because the tourists who were stuck, I was not able to communicate with them because of this network closure due to the CAA protest. So when we came to Bangalore, we tried to solve their issues. We sent them safely back to their own homes. But by the time it was over, the COVID had struck us. And you can understand, I invested the entire money which I have earned with my uh, sweat and blood within this 2 year, and invested everything in my company. Everything was gone. And I was very young at that time. And I was like, what would I do now? I somehow convinced my parents, what should I do? This is a very important message. Whenever I go to give guest lectures also in colleges, the students ask me, because I have a very less age gap between them and myself. So they asked me, what did you do during that time? I was like, okay, I was not sure that something like a pandemic would struck us. I was prepared, like basic things. Okay, what if something goes wrong? I have a plan B, but I was not prepared for a big pandemic which would hit the world like anything. So what I did was, sir, I had to take some loans or something, and yeah, my parents and my family members were really supportive in that case, which is very much necessary for the youth. When I talk about entrepreneurship, also because support is very much necessary. So during the COVID-19, I came up with a lot of other ideas, like uh, now everything is becoming digital. Even the schools had shut down. And we noticed that from offline, everything has suddenly moved to being online, right? We all have become technologically more, attracted, and we know that nothing is going to work now because everything is locked up. Even if we have to order medicines online, we have to go online. The two teachers were not well acquainted with teaching online over Zoom, which we are doing today, but they had to do. They had to learn all this stuff. So I think that that has brought a dynamic change to the tourism sector as well. So during that time, you would not believe that what we have noticed after COVID got over is that there is a rise of almost 200% in the flow of tourists in different parts of Indian destinations, because what we have noticed is people, those who were not traveling before, are now traveling. Even those who have not traveled ever, they are also traveling now
Yeah.
after COVID, because they have become so mentally stressed. And that was the time again when I started talking about mental health also, because I suffered myself from depression, financial crisis, locked up at home, tourism is gone. People are dying all around. This was a phase which, brought all of us together and brought so many good ideas also. Like, with bad energy comes good energy also, I feel. Staying optimistic, I found so many different things coming up, and so the focus on domestic tourism also increased, I think, and presently, and as I'm talking about the current tourism scenario, we have seen what our Honorable Prime Minister of India, Dr. Shri Narendra Modi ji has done, not Doctor, sorry, Shri Narendra Modi ji has done. He has, wherever he goes, it becomes a trend. He recently went to Lakshadweep for scuba diving and all. It became a trend, and there was a rise of the 3,500% in the domestic tourism flow of Lakshadweep. Can you believe that? Till mid 15, as far as I know, till the last news I read, all the tickets were filled for Lakshadweep tourism. That is the power of technology, which was not possible during the ages when we did not have this internet connectivity and so. So domestic tourism is flourishing these days after COVID. COVID has struck us. It is booming now like anything, and tourism is not only limited to like leisure or adventure or something. It is connected to cruises. It is connected to airlines. It is connected to passport assistance. It is connected to foreign embassy. It is connected to medical tourism, which we have started. Medical tourism also has started during that phase, because there are people who come from northeastern sectors of India to southern part of India, and there is one major barrier, which is the language barrier, sir, right? So people here either want you to speak in English or their local language. That happens in every state, I guess. And people in Northeast, they can speak in Hindi, tuta futa, or they want their regional language to be spoken. That becomes a major difficulty. So what I thought is like, when I was a child and I came with my grandparents here for their treatment, we went to Chennai. So I saw how difficult it was for them to communicate. They didn't know, the doctor is not understanding the patient's situation, because they are not good in Hindi, and my grandmom is not good in Hindi as well. And they can't speak in English as well. So बीच में क्या हो गया था कि I tried to bridge the gap कि why don't we introduce medical tourism in such a way which becomes easier for every person, कि whenever they come for treatment, just focus on the treatment. Rest of the other things will be taken care by us. For example, you want to do consultation, we will do that for you on your behalf. That's just a holistic thought which I have in my mind, just to help people. Right? When you come, you want an accommodation near the hospital where you are staying, you do not know how to speak in their regional language. We'll help you do that, right? You want any person to stay with you during when you go for taking your admission, if you are coming for OPD, and so we will help you that. In case if you want flight ticketing, train ticketing, and when you are coming to, for example, Chennai or Bangalore, we'll arrange your transportation, local transportation also, from airport to hospital. Well, this is just for medical tourism. So there are a lot of things which can be done online, which was previously done offline through communication, through like writing letters. Now we have Chat GPT, sir. You want an itinerary, just type that I want to go to Kerala for 5 days. Just prepare an itinerary for me, and the chat GPT is, giving you the complete itinerary with all the details where you can stay, what you all can do. Okay, then you tell them that no, I don't want this kind of tour. I want a family tour. I do not want a couple tour. They will give you the details about a family tour also.
Yes.
So that is the power of AI, like artificial intelligence, or the information technology which we have these days. But sometimes there are certain drawbacks also. If it is utilized properly, I think it can be of great help to the tourism industry. So now, there are we also have seen that there are a lot of improvements in heritage and pilgrimage tourism with the advancement of this information technology only. Now Ayodhya Ram Temple has been inaugurated, so that has opened the gateways to tourism for India. Another doors we have in eastern part of India, we have Kamakhya Temple, historical and tantric, one of the major Shakti Peethas. Here in South India, we have great architectural designs and temples like Hoysaleshwara Temple, Chennakeshava Temple. These are brilliant architectural, and it has recently been recognized by the Archaeological Survey of India as well, UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So we have so much to explore in India only, sir, that if the entire life would be less to explore our India only, leave
Yes.
about exploring the world. So,
Absolutely.
right. So, then government policies like G20 and also Niti Ayog, these things are coming up. These things have come up, and everything is now focusing on tourism. You have seen even the politicians, I should say, sir, that whenever they want to elect for an election, they want to for campaigning and stuff, they come and say that yeah, vote for me, I'll increase the tourism sector for your particular destination. I'll help you because that tourism is a particular sector which helps in the employment generation, rising the economy of that particular area, not only about those infrastructural things or the archaeological sites, but also the local economy of those particular people, like the hotels or the vehicles. So I have also introduced that we should also encourage and motivate the ground level workers, which are like our drivers. They do not get the recognition, sir, what they deserve, because the travel company which I am running, it's not only that I am only running, sir. There are hundreds of people behind us. They should also deserve the recognition. A driver
Yes.
who is taking my tourists on the name of destination and he is giving better good services, he should deserve actually more recognition than me, because of him, as he has given good services to my clients, my company's name is growing, right? So I have introduced this best driver of the month award for them to encourage them, because when they are also working for us and they are doing so much for us, see, everybody is doing for earning their livelihood, but
Hmm.
everybody deserves respect to if they are doing it honestly. So these things also we encourage, which I am doing. I am playing my small roles. Now talking about, we do not have much time. I think I'm
No, no,
only
go ahead, go
stuck
ahead,
on
go
the.
ahead. Go ahead, go ahead.
We are currently stuck in the current scenario. So there are
Um,
a lot of things which we can do.
mm,
Ecotourism can be developed with, and sustainable tourism is one of the major things. Without harming the nature, just go there. Whichever destination you go for ecotourism, you go for adventure tourism, you go for FIT, you go for GIT, you go for corporate tourism. Just make sure that when you are going to a particular destination, love that destination as per them, as love their culture, respect their culture. Try to get yourself involved into that particular field, because you are going there to gain knowledge, not to change them. Enjoy their delicacies, which is culinary tourism also, right? And try to harm the environment as less as possible. Don't throw water bottles here and there, because it's just same, because our future, we are all connected. I might not be having kids, I am young, but somebody else has kids, and every day a new child is born. So we have to make the world a better place for all. So if we are kind current in the current scenario, I think we can create a better world for tomorrow. Now, going about the future of tourism in 2047, sir, I do not think I'm that capable to predict the future of tourism, but I'll just give some gist from my end, which I feel that sustainable tourism is going to be, I think, the major kind of tourism which everybody will focus on, because as per United Nations, tourism that takes full account of its current and future economic, social, and environmental factors, addressing the needs of the visitors, the industry, the environment, and host communities. That is what makes sustainable tourism. So everybody has to support this cause of sustainable and responsible tourism in case if they want to, grow their particular state's tourism, which ultimately helps in the development of economy, employment, and what do I call it? Traditional development, cultural development, everything. Even certain countries are completely, dependent on tourism, like Nepal, Dubai. They are running majorly on tourism. So if they focus on sustainable and responsible tourism, they can go a long way ahead. And then technological advancement along with that, like artificial intelligence, will help them a lot, because people, what I've noticed from my personal experience is that now everybody wants everything on the clip of their hands, sir.
Hmm.
We are day by day becoming lazy. We want to go to a particular destination to enjoy, but we want to make that itinerary also with laziness. We don't want to go open our computer, search something. We just open our mobile, click on Google, we just say, please prepare an itinerary for me, like that. We do that. So we're becoming lazy even for going to some tourist destination. So leisure tourism, I think, has a lot of potential, and we need this kind of technology which allows people to create their customized itinerary. As of now, even my website is not that developed. I think it is going to come in the future, where people will be able to prepare their itinerary, whatever is there on their mind. I want to emit this destination. I want to add this destination. I don't want to go there. I want to go in this destination. I want this category of hotel, and I do not want that kind of room. Everything will be on the tip of their hand, and whatever they click, it will be designed accordingly, and they just have to pay online, just go. Now we have seen some trending reels also these days, that robots are coming to serve you on the restaurants. Like, humans are being replaced by robots and so. But I think, as a human, that human can never be replaced by artificial intelligence, although they can be of support, a huge support to the human civilization. So hyper personalization, as I said, will be very much focused on in the future, and there will be a lot of rising and emerging destinations. For example, as I said, I started off with destinations of northeastern India. As you were talking to me over call today, and you said about so many destinations like Chabua, Zero. There are so many people who do not know about these festivals and destinations, right, sir? So we need to spread these words, and for that, internet is mandatory. For that, information technology is mandatory. For that, this kind of webinars are mandatory, where people get this information uh, sitting wherever, in whatever parts of the world. And more destinations should be discovered. Like, there is a place in the Arunachal Pradesh, because Arunachal Pradesh is known as the land of the rising sun, where the sun uh, you know grow rises first. I am not
Yes.
able to recall the name.
Dong, Dong,
Zip
Dong,
Dong Valley. Yes,
Dong, Dong.
Dong Valley. Yes, sir. Yes, there the sun rises the first. But
Yes.
the connectivity and all are still not as developed as it has to be in the current scenario. But I think, I'm sure it will
Yes.
grow when people start exploring those destinations,
The
and that
government
will
has
come.
government has started
Hmm.
very nice program called VVP,
Hmm.
Vibrant Village Program, that has come up.
Right, right.
very nicely,
Okay.
and things are coming up. And when you talked about Arunachal, a lot of things has touched. I used to go to Longding, Waka, Pangchua, Khaunsa. From there,
Yes.
go to Devmali, Devmali to Tinsukia, Tinsukia to Dinjan, Dinjan to Chabua, Chabua to
Wow.
Dibrugarh, Dibrugarh to Jorat, Jorat to Kaziranga, Kaziranga to Navgaon, Navgaon to Dispur, and then Guwahati. That used to be a
Wonderful.
circuit. Yes.
Sir, you might have noticed the network connectivity is not that good as compared to the metro cities.
Now
So
it's
if that
improving.
grows, now
Now
it's
it's improving.
improving. And
Yes.
by the time it is 2047, I guess there will be a huge tourist
Yes.
flow in the northeastern sectors, and there will be a rise of more destinations which are still unexplored. For example, you just spoke about Deomali. It is my birthplace. There is a
Oh.
place called Narottam Nagar.
Mm.
Ramakrishna Mission is very nearby. There
Mm.
is one Shiva statue in the middle of tea garden. It looks serene, sir. But there are no place to stay. There is only one ivy there, which is majorly for the government officials when they go for some visit and something official purposes. So
Mm.
when this grows and people come to know about this, for example, Majuli is the largest river island in the world.
Yes.
Cherrapunji has the highest rainfall in the world.
Floating
Moligam is
floating islands of Manipur. Loktak Lake.
exactly,
Loktak Lake.
exactly Loktak Lake.
And,
It's
and
one of
I'm seeing Subhash Chandra Bose at the back. You know the hosting of the flag over there at Moirang. That is in
yes,
Manipur once again. The museum, the library. Wow, that's great. Hmm.
absolutely, sir. I'm a follower of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose as well.
Great, great,
So
great. Uh,
yeah. So I respect him a lot, and I just wish that I become 1% of him. I get 1% of his knowledge. If God, Ma Saraswati blesses me, so that I can do something for the world. It doesn't matter on which sector you are going, but if you are able to bring a positive change to the world, I think that's more than enough.
Mo-
And
Momita ma'am,
uh,
everything can be connected with the tourism. Why don't you
yes,
plan a package with Subhash Chandra Bose's tour? Where he was born, where he studied, where he traveled, where all he went within India and then overseas also. Why don't you plan a trip?
wow,
Why don't you plan a package? Because I don't see
absolutely,
it can be a wonderful package. By
yes,
2047, that may become one of the most popular package. And a lot of Japanese who lost their grandparents and everybody in those came from the Burma side that time, which is
yes, yes.
Myanmar now. So people come, they want to see those places in Imphal and couple of other places in Northeast. Maybe Subhash Chandra Bose ji, you can prepare a beautiful itinerary, and I personally feel you can give a wonderful tour on that.
I'm absolutely grateful and thankful to you, sir. What a great idea. You won't believe suddenly recalled this. There is Niladri Banerjee, sir, and the grandson of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Chandra Kumar Bose uncle. They both suggested me something similar, which you just suggested me. Why
Plan it,
don't you make one package? I will do
plan
that,
it,
sir. If
plan it.
I will need your guidance in this case.
Will Saurabh will also do. I will also help you out. And at the
Sure.
same time, Vivekananda tour. Vivekananda
Oh
tour.
yes.
You can organize that as well. Something fantastic. And then you
Hmm.
mentioned about Arunachal. I mean, the Northeast is beautiful. I'm born in North
Beautiful, sir.
India, but my heart belongs to Northeast.
Oh, that's lovely, sir. And I'm
It's-
a Bengali. So whenever people ask me this question, I become so confused. Like, where are you from? I'm like born in Arunachal Pradesh, brought up in Assam. I'm a complete tourism person only, you can
yes,
say.
yes,
Bengali by birth, like speaking wise. I stay in Bengaluru, so I'm also a South Indian. So
yeah.
you can call me a complete Indian. I love my country and I
Lovely.
want to promote it to the
if
world.
every youth has got your kind of a feeling, oh, it's an amazing. It's a Vasudhaiva
Thank you.
Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Yes.
Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Absolutely,
Yes.
sir. My country has the most beautiful destination. You want desert? Come
Yes.
to India. You want the highest rainfall in the world? Come to India. You want to see the cleanest village in Asia? Come to India. You want to see, mountains? Come to India. You want to see the best weather? Come to Bengaluru. You want to see, sea? You come to India. Like, you will have everything for you. You just need to come to India, and Indians are so hospitable, sir. I feel.
Saurabh has added in the group on the WhatsApp over here. He's telling
Okay.
if we can have Subhash Chandra ji's tour, if we can have Vivekanand ji's tour, why not Rabindranath Tagore also? He's mentioning.
Oh, absolutely. That would be wonderful. But that will take some time.
Yes,
And thank you,
yes,
Saurabh sir, for watching me. You are my guru.
yes.
Please take my pranam, sir.
He's there. He's there. Okay, please go ahead. Please go ahead. Now let's
Yeah,
talk a little bit about the women empowerment, also tourism.
yeah,
The organization which you are associated with, particularly, when we talk about the youth and the community empowerment, that your WICCI. What exactly is that? Would you be kind enough to tell a little bit?
yeah, absolutely. So thank you so much for this question. Wiki, which elaborates to Women's Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, is a women-centric platform, which is kind of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, which supports women empowerment. And there are more than 300 councils under Wiki. And our council there are regional councils, there are bilateral councils, there are national sector councils, there are city councils, there are district councils, there are state councils. So our council, which is Youth and Community Empowerment, the name was given by me. And I started this initiative to encourage the youth and community around. And I had this idea that we will include every youth and community around from different sectors, and we'll work together for the empowerment of this. You
Wonderful.
can be from a tourism, you can be a tourism professional, you can be a student, you can be a doctor, you can be an aeronautical engineer, wherever, whatever you are, come together. Let's work together a common goal of empowering the country. So, youth and community empowerment was started by me in, I think, it's going to be 2 years now. And it's a national sector council, and under me, there are a lot of state presidents, state vice presidents. We also have this opportunity, I guess, where we get a letterhead pad from Wiki. We can utilize it to connect with the government, organizations, PSUs, and NGOs to collaborate and work together for the betterment of the society.
Wonderful, wonderful. Somebody
And
is
I have
joining. Somebody is
yes,
joining from Noida also, and they say, "What a beautiful speaker and what a beautiful person you have got on Ram Navami." And I said, "Yes,
thank you.
Lord Ram has sent, Momita today."
Jai
Okay,
Shri Ram, sir.
please go ahead. Please go
Yeah,
ahead. Yeah,
I feel Bhagwan Ram or any avatar of Narayan to be my brother. I've always felt like that from my childhood.
that's
So
great.
maybe
Great.
my brother has sent me to connect
Yeah,
with you.
great,
And thank
great.
you
Now,
everybody for your wishes.
yes.
Yeah,
Now, Momita, I think from the youth point of view, and particularly when you're talking about, give a tip if somebody wants to start anything, what you would like to share. If somebody wants to start a travel and tourism business, somebody wants to be a travel agent or tour operator, or might be somebody staying in a village and rural tourism is very important. Somebody has
mm,
got 4 rooms and they will dedicate to visiting tourists, maybe domestic tourism, maybe international tourism, any topic you can take on. I would request, give a practical tip to something which somebody can start.
absolutely, sir. Absolutely. That's a very important niche which we need to discuss. And being a youth, I am telling this from my own personal experience and very practical experience that the first thing which you need in order to become an entrepreneur is empathy and passion. Empathy is very much important, sir. It's not about being, I want to become somebody or someone superior. It should always be, I want to do something for someone if I am able to help. So you have to be empathic towards anything. It's not mandatory that you have to become empathic towards a person. You can be empathic towards your environment too. Like, you want to do something for your society or your country, you should love someone to do. For example, I love my country, I want to promote it, right? I want to develop. So when you have this empathy and you have the passion, everybody is gifted by my Saraswati, sir. Everybody is not good at study. The education system which we are following these days is of the Western culture. In our Vedic and ancient education system, it was completely talent based education. right? So anybody that was I think that was completely kind of entrepreneurial mindset of education system which was provided to each and every person. For example, Arjuna was good in archery. Yudhishthir was not. Duryodhan was good in Gada Yuddha. So now it's also the example of if you tell a fish to fly, it can't. So if you want to become an entrepreneur, first find your passion. Everybody has a different gift given by Ma Saraswati. Everyone, sir. A student might not be good in studies, which is led up by the curriculum, which is ongoing as per the government or private schools. But somebody might be good in art. They can start up their own. And now social media is so powerful, sir, that in case if they want to start something as an entrepreneur, they can start it at zero cost. If you do not have money, you don't have to have money. Just follow your passion, and slowly, if you believe that my motive is pure and I want to do something for the society or somebody else's wellness, God is there to help you, sir. And talking about the practicality of life, if somebody wants to be an entrepreneur in the tourism and hospitality field, first and foremost thing is that you have to have the basic knowledge about tourism. Because even if you want to do a job in the tourism sector, you have to have the basic knowledge of those particular destinations where the company is working, right? So pursue your education, or else in case if you are not financially that capable of pursuing your education, at least complete one diploma course of 3 months or 6 months if it is available, or work in a particular company for some months, or do some internship free of cost, and you will get particular knowledge that okay, I want to be into ticketing, I want to be into leisure tourism, or I want to be into passport assistance or foreign embassy, whatever attracts you the most, right? And gather knowledge. Social media is there, the internet is there, Google is there. Just keep on researching, and once you get the basic knowledge about a particular topic, be it tourism only, you start researching and implementing them and noting it down. And in case if you want to, for example, start a travel company, just like I did, think about what are the documentation process required. See what is the market potential. What is the sector you want to focus on. For
Focus.
example, yeah, exactly. There are different sectors. For example, there are different dimensions also. Like B2C sectors are there, B2B sectors are there, D2C sector is there. So you have to select your target audience also. First, make sure you have to set up your marketing strategies. If you have money, you can pay to Facebook. You can run Google ads. You can do promotion and branding. Focus on those things. If you do not have, try to create your own content and open a YouTube channel or create a free Facebook profile, Instagram profile. Start doing that, because ultimately if you have faith and belief in yourself, you will go somewhere. Maybe the time period will be longer as compared to the ones who have more money. Then what you are going through, you should not compare yourself with others. You follow your own path with dedication, hard work, and honesty, and you will reach and go to that particular destination. You will reach your goal. And
Yeah.
second thing is marketing strategy is very much important, because if you do not market your product, there is so much competition in the market. Nobody is going to know about this. So you have to know marketing very well. Communication is one of the major thing which is very much required. If you do not communicate with others, nobody is going to know. And knowledge sharing, if you just like you are doing, sir, you have now retired. You were in army. Then you are connected to Ministry of Tourism and so much more. You are doing the sessions. If you would not have shared this knowledge, I would not have come to know about you. You would not have come to know about me. So knowledge sharing is so much important, and maybe so many people are watching us today would know so much in future. Maybe not today, but in the future they would know, right, sir? So these things are very much important: documentation process, and then marketing, and setting of goals. That okay, I have this much amount to invest. I will invest on this particular sector. Start off with B2B or B2C. Start with leisure or adventure, whichever sector you are from. If you are from South India, if you're from Bengaluru, I would suggest you to go ahead with corporate tourism because there are a lot of IT companies and corporate sectors here. So it will boom here. You will not have to work too hard for corporate tourism in Bengaluru. However, if you tell that I want to start ecotourism in Bengaluru, that should not be matching that much. Ecotourism is more applicable to northeastern sectors or Himachal Pradesh, I can say, Kashmir, right? And if you want to focus on honeymoon or couple tourism, couple tour, that majorly the couple honeymoon destinations, all those things. So it depends actually. So there are a lot of strategies which will take a lot of time for me.
We
I
will
can
talk sometime
we will
later
talk
on that.
about that. Yeah, absolutely. That will
Now,
take a long
yeah,
time.
finally, kindly just tell us. People talk about podcast, people talk about telecast, people talk
Hmm.
about something. What is this modcast? What you have heard it?
So the thing is, I am kind of, I don't know, is that the right word to use? I'm little bit weird from childhood. I always want to do something unique. Okay, so I thought, I want to do something which is a combination of monologue and podcast.
Okay.
Also, it should connect to the name. As I said about Destinasia, I want to promote Destinasia, like destinations of Asia. So I kept the name Destinasia. So
Uh,
modcast came to my mind, which is also a combination of monologue and podcast, but it also converts to Momita Officials, which is my website's name, Momita Officials Diverse Conversations, along with Stalwart Triumph. So if the full form of modcast becomes Momita Officials Diverse
oh
Conversation,
God, what a innovation!
along with,
Just
yeah,
repeat this once again. Repeat this
yeah,
once again.
modcast stands for M for Momita, O for Official, D for diverse, C for conversation, A for along with, S for stalwart, T for triumphs.
Wow, wow.
That's what I've started.
Lovely, 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 lovely. I mean, such a innovation. You're
Thank
very
you, sir.
creative. You're very dynamic, and I'm really proud
Thank
of
you, sir.
Saurabh that he has given so much good. Dilshan Wafa, thank you very much. Mohit, thank you. Kamalji, thank you. Saurabh, thank you. All the other dignitaries, those are joining, thank you very much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, final word from Mamita. How does she think? Because India can contribute towards economy, we can preserve the culture, we can display the culture, we can generate employment, everything can be done. What would you like to tell the youngster? And particularly when we are talking about tourism, like I'm very passionate why domestic tourism should be taught separately. Why not it
Hmm.
should be integral part of our textbooks? Because geography of tourism, history of tourism, culture of tourism, cuisine of tourism, anything I talk about, that's a part of my way of life. So up
Yes,
to school language or school, education, domestic tourism should not be taught as a vocational separately. It should be
sure.
by NCRT, integral part of our school education. So
Absolutely agree
similar
with
way,
you, sir.
I want to hear from Mamita something she would like to tell youngsters what they should do, where the tourism take a frontal seat, generate the revenue also, services exports also, employment also, self-employment also, entrepreneurship also, startup also. What is one liner you would like to tell youth how they should prepare themselves?
So tourism is one of the biggest industries in the world, I would say. And the youth, if they take interest in tourism, I think they will be able to help the entire development and upliftment of each and every part of the sectors of India, be it economy, be it culture, be it tradition, be it education, be it tourism, be it hospitality, be it medical science. Because tourism has everything included in that, and you can also enjoy tourism. When you are into tourism, you are able
Okay,
to travel to different places also, and that also free of cost, sir. If
great,
you want to start up your own business, you get to learn so much about different places.
wonderful.
That gives you so much of adrenaline rush whenever you see vlogs. You can do vlogging, you can start your own vlog channel, which I do for my own company.
Great.
You can do vlogging, you can start your own company, you can, if you want to go ahead in government concerns, you have foreign embassy, you have railways, you have cruises, you have Ministry of Tourism, state tourism boards, we have central tourism boards. There you can get government jobs. If you want to do come into private sector, you or PSUs, we have Air India, we have Balmer Lorry, PSUs. There also you get good benefits. You have ticketing, you get the opportunity to travel, you get to learn so much. So youth must come towards tourism, sir, because tourism will cover everything else.
We extend a warm invitation on behalf of Madam Momita Chakravarti. Everybody should visit Arunachal Pradesh. We should go
Sure.
to Zero Festival, Music Festival. We should go to Tawang, the Buddhism Festival. And then you come to Tinsukia and Devmali and all that area which she was talking about and that statue. And you can enjoy the Bihu also.
Ah,
Wonderful, which
wonderful.
is Assam. Thank you very much for coming today. It was such a pleasure to have you with us, and all the blessings and all the best wishes for your venture. Whatever you're doing, you should do a great success. And I would certainly love to come on your podcast one of these days.
I
Thank
would be
you.
honored, sir. I would be honored, and not only I'm talking
Thank
about
you.
Northeast,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you. God bless you.
Not only Northeast, sir. The entire India. I love my country. I am a
Yeah.
patriot.
Lovely.
I say I am a matriot, not a patriot, because we call our India Ma Bharti. So I'm a
Ah,
matriot. I want my country. You come to southern part of India, you will explore different, culture, tradition, different destinations. Same applies to north, south, east, and west. Just come to our country, and we'll be happy to host you.
wow. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Stay blessed. Keep shining. Keep growing. Keep doing well. And keep promoting tourism, which is the passport to the peace. And thanks to everybody, those who have joined us today.